more spectacular than that is the fact that Steam's Greenlight, you're jumping just leaps and bounds on that. I mean, it's incredible to watch.
Yeah, Steam has somewhat of a Greenlight has a transparent method where nobody knows really who's the most popular. They let folks all look at it at the same level, and so that they can decide for themselves what games they like, and they're finding us and they're voting for us, and we're ecstatic about it.
Yeah, it's just awesome. So, guys, on your Steam, go to Greenlight. You can just look it up right on the store. It's right towards the bottom. Look up 7 Days to Die. Go ahead and hit yes. Check it out. What I'm playing right now is just a couple loops from actual gameplay. We're trying to get actual gameplay for you guys. So I really apologize. You're going to get a lot of lag for the certain reason that I'm not partnered. We do have people that are partnered that can get a little bit better. And it may be yours too, because I'm broadcasting at 720p right now. Sorry about that. I wish I could do better for you guys. But anyways, let's get back. We've got a couple more questions that came in from these folks. If you wouldn't mind answering these, Rick, let me go grab them up.
By all means.
All right, here is a huge one. What are the anti-cheat measures, if any, in this game?
Well, Scott, that's a pretty tough question to answer for any developer. First off, we want to allow players to run their own servers and set up their own rules for the game with things like public server, private server, friends only, friends list, passwords, friendly fire toggle, things like that, which will help. Plus player banning, zombie throttling, and game types. We've also been entertaining the idea of zombies reacting to the grieving killers, honing in on them more. So we're thinking about having the world possibly take care of that problem. Of course, that would be a server option as well. I mean, if people enjoy the griefing, then by all means, grief away.
So you're just going to allow people to pretty much police themselves with personal private servers that are either PvP, PvE. So if you think somebody's cheating, you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to wait for a mod to show up. You are the mod. There you go. Take care of them. Boom, you're gone. This way that you can enjoy your game. You can go build it. I mean, nothing is worse than spending money on a game, spending your time, hard-earned time, which is also money, going in there and having somebody destroy it. It's just wrong. So what you're saying with these private servers is they're going to be able to control all aspects of the gameplay, from anything from players to the actual world itself, which is pretty cool. A lot more games need stuff like that.
But at the end of the question with the private servers,
the effort and server preferences, and in the game also works peer-to-peer. So if you know how to set up port forwarding behind your network at home, you can have you can give your IP to your friend and have them join, play co-op, and it's a lot of fun in co-op.
are you going to be charging for private servers, or have a X amount of public servers available to people who don't have the resources to host their own? They don't have their mom didn't buy them a good enough computer to host the game environment. So I'm curious about that.
See, I could barely hear you there.
Okay, what he's asking, what Gotham asked was, when we purchase the servers, they'll be our own servers or from you?
At first, the servers we have are very limited. We only have a couple right now, but we're working on some partnerships with some folks who have a lot of servers. We're not going to restrict people from buying their own and setting up their own. We don't really want to make money on the servers right now. That's not our business. We're a small dev team that wants to make a great game. So the servers are going to be, we'll do whatever we can there, but we don't want to restrict people from using their own.
Do you have any idea how many population servers you're shooting for, like a 50-player server, 100-player? Do you have any numbers?
Numbers on a server is, to be honest, we've got 7 guys working on the game. and we haven't done enough testing to stress test it really. We've had 4 or 5 play at a time, so we haven't stress tested. So I guess I can't answer that. I don't really feel that this game will be like an MMO. I can see 20 working. I'm speculating because, again, our team is only 7 people with about 4 other guys starting to help on the side. So that's yet to be answered.
With the physics and the engines and whatnot, it looks like it's probably, as you say, 20, 30, I would say, would be the whole entire thing depends on the server. My type of server, I could probably handle a lot. So it just depends on what the person is. So right now the testing is still ongoing, and they're not just rushing into this, guys. They're actually taking their time, and they're making sure that this stuff works for you guys. So they don't just throw out a product out there and start taking your money and that's it. You don't ever hear from them again. That's not what they're doing. It's a labor of love. It's something that they're spending a lot of time on. Last night when I was doing some show notes and whatnot for some other things, Rick was still on and we were conversing back and forth, and he's 2 hours ahead of me. It was already like 1 o'clock and he was still working. So I can imagine what his day is like. So they're not just sitting there doing nothing, and they're not just wanting to throw it out to take your money, because this is a one-time pay, boom, and then you've got it, like Minecraft. So it's a labor of love. It's going to take a little bit of time. Some of the answers that he's going to give tonight aren't going to be 100% because he doesn't have them. He's not going to lie to you guys. He's going to flat out tell you, you know what? I don't have an answer, because he does not have the answer.
We're in an alpha phase. A lot of the game is still being developed. We know what game we're making. We have designs for everything. It's it's a matter of time before every system in the game is full featured. Right, I can tell you this: we have the core gameplay working quite well, and it's fun.
It seems like this game's really PvE oriented, with person versus the environment and the zombies. That's the main goal you guys are shooting for, correct?
Yeah. Well, we started out wanting to make a player versus environment, a PvE. Lots of zombies on screen. We improved the art where we could. We purposely chose a voxel game for the dynamics of the world and the ability to build it up, tear it down, the physics, and we improved the characters. We were shooting for like Quake 2 at first, and we upped it to more like 700 polygon characters, and put some models in the world where we could get away with them. But that was our focus. But co-op and multiplayer do work, and I played the other night with 4 of us, and we were running around. I was getting 60 frames a second from our U.S. server. It's in like Colorado, I think, through GoDaddy.
I'm trying to talk him into using ours here in Las Vegas.
We'll consider that.
Like I said, I'll fire you up a couple this weekend. You can play around on them and you tell me what you think, and I guarantee you're gonna love it. All right, let's move on to another one here. Another really, really big question, another awesome question that came from one of the viewers. I think got him. This came from your
viewers. I just started streaming,
yeah,
so that's fine.
Came from one of yours. If we're in a game and we die, will we lose our global inventory, or do we get to bank it?
Right now, Scott, it's a bit of a hybrid. You have a backpack, which is a larger inventory, and you have a belt, which is your slotted items. And if you die now, you lose your belt items, but you keep your backpack. However, we're considering options on servers again for things like permadeath, if a server wants to set it up that way. So it's configurable.
And when we were talking the other night, you had said, yeah, so if it's in their belt, they lose it. If it's in their backpack, they're okay and they get it back, correct?
That's right.
See, that's awesome. You go out with the effective, well, you know what? I have nothing to lose, so let's just go attack all these zombies. But you have your best weapon sitting in your hand. You don't want to lose that. So why would you want to, put that in there? So you're going to be really careful with that. So, I mean, I think that's part of the gameplay. I mean, it gives you a little bit of suspense. Am I going to lose my awesome weapon, or do I have to go find another one, or am I going to have to run back? Um, so I think that's really cool. But I mean, I think it's great that you guys are actually looking into things and saying, hey, that we can change things. It can definitely change.
Yeah, we're human. We don't have all the answers. We think we have a great idea and we have a lot of passion for it. Yeah, Joel, the lead designer, and I have been talking about making this game for about 6 years, and we finally started messing around with this in November.
See, I think that's just awesome that you guys can sit there and from then to this point here and just not dump it out going, hey, you know what? Here's a game. And the game is unhackable. We all know who that was, right? That came back to bite him, and yeah, look where he is now. I mean, yeah, he made a lot of money, but this, I think, is going to be one of the better games out there. We can't quite call you guys indie. Is that correct?
Well, we're small enough to be called indie, but I think we're too experienced to be called indie. We have like 4 guys that have been doing games for 14 years. Our lead programmer's been doing software development for 29 years. So yeah, we're small enough to be indie, but we're too experienced really to be indie.
Which
Awesome.
is way cool.
Yeah, I like it. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was saying I like how you guys use like basically like a modified Minecraft world engine, so players can basically play the game how they want to play it. They can create traps. They can fortify a house, do a stronghold, and avoid themselves from the zombie horde. In multiple ways. There's just so many different ways to do it. The thing that I was like worried about is like you definitely, if I was doing this, I'd want to play with my friends. I'm just wondering, do you guys have some sort of like clan system or like team-based system that you guys are thinking about implementing in the games? Because a lot of your footage now is solo footage, which is fun, but I think playing with a group of people to avoid the zombie horde would be something that would intrigue a lot more players. Play with your friends, etc.
You know what? I hear Scott really good, but I do not hear all you guys really good. It's a very faint. So I may need Scott to translate that.
Sorry, I wasn't listening. I was working on something else.
Ask about the clan system. You guys have like a clan system or a team system
He wants to know if there's a clan system or like a team system.
for playing with friends.
We're considering friends lists going forward, and honestly, that has not been. You're touching on an area that has not been really fleshed out yet. But I'm certain that we can do something about it and want to do something about it, because the game is so geared for co-op. It's like I said, it's a lot of fun playing co-op, and we're considering and working on rules to say this is how many players in the area, and have the world react to that and challenge up basically dynamic difficulty for live players.
Okay, makes sense. It would be pretty hard. I mean, because guys, they're a small team. They haven't figured all this stuff out yet, but they are. I mean, that's why we go through pre-alpha. They do a pre-alpha and alpha. So it's going to take a little bit of time. They're not trying to rush this stuff out. I do see Dakotas. Dakotas? Really? Do you want to come into TeamSpeak? All right, so that's cool. We've already got to the storage areas. Oh, here we go. Will they be crafting in the game?
The game crafting is one of the core features in 7 Days to Die. What's really neat about it is you can loot or mine things in the World Bowl. So you can go mine for coal or get potassium nitrate and use that to make gunpowder, and you can combine crafted elements in the world and looted things you find in the world to make new things, and variety of things: traps, weapons, potions, remedies, high-tech gadgets, motorized tools. We have a chainsaw and we have an auger, so you can not only can you dig a mine out fast with an auger, but you can use an auger to kill zombies. And yes,